What's up, sacred beings? We are going to find out which spiritual guardian guides you this year. But before we do that, let me remind you that I offer soul therapy, one of the only services very unique of its kind. And in just one session, we have the ability to access your ancient sacred energy and activate it. So if that sounds like something you're into, let's work together. Are you ready? Because today we are going to be finding out in detail which spiritual guardian is going to help you this year. So get ready, my friends, because you're about to pick a guardian. If this beautiful guardian from the lightning realm is calling out to you, then you're going to want to head over to pile 1 for your reading. If this beautiful golden angelic figure is calling to you, then you're going to want to head over to pile number 2 for your reading. Or perhaps you're feeling more called to pile number 3, which is giving you this beautiful purple fairy-like maiden. Take a final moment to decide, is it going to be pile number 1, pile number 2, or pile number 3, to determine which spiritual guardian is guiding you this year. Okay, I think that gives us enough time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone you love. See ya. To the lovely pile number 1. Pile number 1. To the lovely pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. We are going to see who is your ancestral guardian for this year and what messages that they have for you. So let us jump right on in and begin. Okay, so pile 1, the first card out that we had for you was the 4 of Coins. And I'm just realizing that you had the 4 of Coins and the 4 of Cups as your clarifier. All right, so let's just start here. We had the 4 of Coins. You had here the Hierophant. And you also had the Hermit card. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, pile 1, your guardian. First off, your guardian is a divine feminine presence. You have 2. You have a divine feminine and you have a divine masculine. One was a princess. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so your guardian this year is a princess energy who has incarnated on this earth before, during I guess, a parliament time or an era where her family line was the strongest. So she was, I guess, like one of the more famous princesses to have incarnated. And somehow you are, I guess, related or connected to her. You're connected or you're related to this princess. So one of the things that I'm seeing with this princess guardian, and you also have a male guardian as well, whose face is not being shown to me. They're kind of like hidden. They're kind of shrouding themselves. They're hiding themselves. But with this female guardian, a little bit more about her. She is someone who experienced a lot of hardship in one lifetime. So that's making me feel that you may be someone who's also experiencing a lot of hardships right now. And in those hardships, she is trying to help you to transform that pain or transform your troubles into triumphs. One of the things that this princess is, or I don't even want to keep referring to it as a princess. Okay, they're bringing me to what they're actually helping you through this year. So your guardian for this year is helping you with your finances and helping you to make a career transition. Some of you are hesitant to step into your self-mastery, which would require that, excuse the snoring in the background, that is my dog. But it would require that you go back to school, or it would require that you put time towards something that you feel that you don't have the time to do because your family needs you every day to cook dinner and laundry, and like there's something that is domestic that you are doing continuously that is making you feel like you don't have the resources, and that resource could be in the form of timing. You don't have the resource in order to progress forward to this level of self-mastery in your professional career. Many of you want to return to school to finish your degrees, to get a certificate, to get a license. There's something that you are being called towards doing, and you will do it. This guardian, by the end of the year, actually as soon as now, you're having these thoughts. And this is your confirmation if you have already been having these thoughts and you're like, well, I don't know how I can do this. This is your confirmation that you are meant to go back to school, that you are going to figure out how to move around some finances if that's what's holding you back, or move around some time if that's what's holding you back, or you're going to get help. Your partner will step up, or you will find someone who can partner with you as you pursue your professional career. Some of you, this might require that you go to night classes or night school, which is something that you're like, I don't know about doing that. But eventually, by the end of this year, it is something that you will pursue and that you will do. The message is very clear for me. This is a call to action. This guardian is trying to help you to bring in more abundance into your finances. But in order for you to bring in more abundance, there's something about your professional experiences thus far, or your professional knowledge thus far, your professional what you have already constituted within your own professional experiences. And I don't care if you've done retail customer service or you've been a lawyer in 3 states. It doesn't matter. Whatever you have done has fortified you with the knowledge or the knowledge base that you need in order to do the next level, the next tier, or the next leg up, the next more progressive thing. There's something that is more for you. It's more progressive. Um, it's more money, and it gives you more power. For many of you, this is a job, this is a professional transition that's going to allow you to become your own employer. And you're kind of afraid of that. And it makes sense why you pick number 1, because you're a leader. You're a leader with this 4 of coins here. You're a leader who has been hiding. You have been hiding and hoarding. And you're probably saying, hoarding? What am I hoarding? Hoarding what? Hoarding what? You've been hoarding your light. You've been hoarding your talent. You've been hoarding your abilities. It's a gift to have talent and ability. You know how many people don't have talent? They don't have gifts. Like, everybody has a gift, but like sometimes their gift is it's just not as big as somebody else's gift. Okay. But there's something about you in particular, number one again being the card of the leader, or the number of the leader. My number ones, you have that je ne sais quoi. You have that thing. You are that thing, that thing, that thing. You are that thing. And you've been hoarding it for so long because you've been drained. You've been tired. But you're more tired and drained of your lifestyle. You're more tired of that than anything else. So this hiding session or hiding period of your life, that phase is over. Because you are starting to see through compliments. There are people who who compliment your work all the time, compliment your abilities to juggle things. And that's starting to like help you to see yourself in a different light, in a different way. Like, wait a minute. Like, hold on. Maybe I can fucking go pro with skateboarding. Maybe I should be a pro snowboarder. Excuse me if I'm not using the right terminology, but that's what's coming to mind. Some of you want to be a professional athlete, and not in like the NBA, or maybe it is NBA, NFL, soccer league, FIFA, like those leagues. But it's like also other leagues, it's other sports. You might want to be a professional curler, like, or something like that. Go for it. That spiritual guide and guardian is teaching you to go for it. That Princess Ishtah who's coming through, she's teaching you to go for it, to step beyond the walls like Jasmine did in Aladdin, to see the world for what it truly is, like Buddha did. Buddha left kingdom. You don't want to stay there. I can't see the people suffering. I don't understand what suffering actually is if I'm always behind these 4 walls. I need to see what the world is. I need to see what's out there. I need to get cut a little bit to learn that I can take pain and become stronger. Not to hurt and bring you down and to cause you to not be able to get back up. But this cocoon that you have been hiding in, baby girl, baby love, baby boy, it's gone. It is so soft and saturated that it's actually like the material that you have used to build this cocoon is falling apart. And you are now stepping into a phase in which self-mastery will very, very closely follow, because again, you already have the talent from it. Some of you don't even really have to, you might have to some of you have to renew a license, you have to renew a certificate, something about renewing, and you've been dreading it or neglecting it, but you're like, now is the time. They need me, the world needs me, and guess what? We do. Guess what? You're not wrong. Guess what? We've been waiting for you. All these motherfuckers lined up on this line. But I have been waiting for you. That's something special that you have. You need to give to the world. And this guardian, these two guides, this shrouded male guide as well, that's a protector. As I touch the card of the Hermit, you have a protector male guardian. He's a protector. He's just that. That's why he's not even showing me his face. He's like, look, I'm not here but to make sure that you are copacetic in your energy, bitch, and that you get it right. Get it right for my number one, because I am her protector. I am his protector, and I don't play. This is a grandfather figure. This is a father figure. This is a male figure who loves you dearly, who is protecting your path this year. Because as you walk it, you will be cloaked. You are unsure. As we are, many of us are unsure, right? Some of us are very confident about our path. Like, I know what I'm going to be. I know where I'm going to go. I know where life is taking me. I know. But this is a very uncertain path, because you still don't fully know yourself. You don't fully know your power. You don't fully know your potential yet. But interestingly enough, by the end of this year for you, timeless reading, BTW, by the end of this reading for you, you will know. And not just, oh, I'll know who I am. You will know the fullness of your strength and the fullness of your abilities and the fullness of your power. You will know it. You will know it. It will be something rooted in you firmly. Like, I know what I'm working with, baby. And you about to learn. So come on in and get this professionalism right here. Come on and get this expertise. Go ahead and sign up for my courses, my classes, and my services. This is the expert right here. But I will say also this year, my friend, number one, you're going through a deep period of isolation. You're going through a deep period of like not inner reflection or inner work, not even so much that, because I feel like you've already done that. I just think that there's going to be a lot of downtime for you to study. And I think you need that. I'm getting some advice cards right now. I think you need that. I think you need the downtime, because the downtime is what's going to allow you to pull away from your busy schedule. As I split the deck, Take a Leap comes out right in the middle. And this is my personal intuitive deck. I have not published it yet, but I will be doing that within this year to come. If you're interested in working with this deck, I absolutely love it. It's so eerie. It's so accurate that it's eerie. I don't work with it all the time because it's too accurate. Again, Take a Leap is popping out. So this is your call to action, friend number one. Take the leap, renew that license, that certificate, or get it in the beginning, and keep your head down for however long you need to get your studies and your finances, or like whatever you need to, like, get your ducks in a row, get your shit in order, get your stuff in order, get it in order. Because, and if you look at the Hermit card, isn't that reindeer behind it taking a leap, taking that leap of faith, believing in yourself? You don't believe in yourself. Why? Who taught you not to believe in yourself? Your mother. That's the first thing that came to mind. Your mother. Some of you have mother wounds that are still causing you to be stagnant. And this decision, this guardian that is helping you with this princess energy, along with the male protective energy. But the male protector, again, it keeps telling me that I'm always around them. I'm always around them. So it's not like this is your guardian for this year. The male protector is like, I'm always here. So you can stop mentioning me. But this female princess, she's particularly something also about her energy. You will know this princess because this year she is going to, you're going to see a documentary on her. You're going to see a documentary Like, and it's going to really stand out to you. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm like, you know how you go into these borderline like mini obsessions over a topic or over a theory or over something, and you're like, just fucking, like, you're like, I'm in a rabbit hole, but I love this rabbit hole and I'm not coming out, guys. So there's something that you are going to come across with this female princess. And I'm also hearing that it's wow, it's also, so for some of you it's you incarnated, so it's a past incarnation, but it's also like your ancestor. So that makes sense because our ancestors go with it, go inside of us when they go away, or when I say that, when I should say is when they transition. So that's another thing. And even if you're masculine, you're like, well, I'm not. No, it's still a feminine energy. Masculine, it's still a female. It's still a princess energy. It's still a divine princess energy that is coming into you to help. So number 5, as far as advice to manage this, as we close out your reading, okay, and we'll conclude and then we'll close out. But number 5 is the number that came out for you, and number 5 is a number of change. So you will be changing this year. Your guardian is guiding you to make changes that will greatly impact and affect your professional life and how you professionally want to appear in this world. And it will come with some very dedicated and committed work, but there are things that are being shifted in your life to help you out. There are partnerships that are being co-aligned right now to help you out. Again, like your partner, and I don't mean to say this in a bad way, but your partner may like get laid off or get a different job that allows them to open up their schedule a little bit more. So you're like, shit, well, while you're not working, babe, maybe I can go back to school now and we can get, student assistance that can help with bills and blah, blah, blah. Like there's going to be something unexpected that works out for you. All right. You also have Firebender that came out as advice for you. Whenever I see that, it means that there's a charge that you need to take. Firebender is equivalent to Wand's energy, and Wand's energy is your action. It's your energetic action. It's how you are moving. It's the Queen of Wands. It's how you're using your energy. So with the Firebender here, I do feel like it's time for you to take action when that opportunity presents to you. If you see a commercial for a school that program that's offering it and you really want to go to that program, just start with getting information. Take that first initiative step, that first initiative action that is going to help you in the long term. You also have the Moon card. I do feel that for some of you, there's something shifting in your psyche. There's something shifting in your psychic development. There's something that's shifting in your intuition as well too. It's like you may have had these beliefs before about, like, I don't know if it's spiritual beliefs that you had, or like there's some type of understanding that you will come across this year with God. As plain and simple as that, like with God. And it's a new understanding that's going to help you to like realize your purpose on this planet. Like you're going to hear a sermon, or you're going to have a change in your beliefs, or if you don't have a change in your beliefs, there's going to be something that is going to occur, and you're going to say, and it's going to be just a new way of you doing something, a new way of you having an approach. Like your mental approach to life is going to change from this. Some additional advice that I have for you is to listen to some more music that is uplifting, and creating a playlist, maybe now, one that encourages you to work. So like a focus playlist. Like we have playlists of our favorite songs, but a playlist that you play that gets you in the mood to focus and to grind, or to study, or to keep your like head down in those books, something that aligns with your professional goals. I am hearing subliminals. Those of you who are already into subliminals, then you know. Those of you who are not into subliminals, you can just type in on YouTube. That's where I get my subliminals for, and they work. Let me tell you. But just look up subliminals for um, focus, or subliminals for profession, or subliminals for intelligence, things such as that. And then the last thing was get away for a bit. Get away for a bit. With get away for a bit, I do feel like you're due for a vacation. You're due for some time out of your house, so that way you can find or allow your divine light to access you. I do feel like you have divine inner activity that wants to sprout out, and you will find that divine light, like I said, with this new relationship that you get with God. It's going to come to you like out of nowhere, and it's something that's not foreseen. it's just gonna, this is a very sporadic pile. Like, I feel like it's gonna be also like around the time of that princess documentary, and it's just gonna be like chip, 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 like a few things that go boop, 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 and it just lights you up, aligns you up, and your divine light is like, it's like when you are an electrician and you have to like plug in that last circuit, which I don't know how electricians' jobs work, but I assume that there are circuits that you have to plug in, right? And you plug in that last circuit, you see the stream of lights go on, you're like, yes, eureka, gold at last. Like I've hit that point. I've hit that sweet spot in my life. You are heading towards the sweet spot, pile one. You are approaching your sweet spot in life. You're not there yet because you still have to come out of your cocoon of hiding that you will do naturally. This year, it won't be something that you're forced to do. It's something that you within feel the force of doing naturally. And that's leading you towards your light. But you are being asked to kind of get away, get out of the routines that you have already, get away for a little bit. So that could be like just getting away for a day into a nature setting that will bring you closer to your divine calling, because you do have a strong inner calling, right? I do help with that. I have career readings that I am launching this year. If you're watching this in the year of 2025, I should still have them if you're watching them in the future. I also offer soul therapy. So if you want somebody to talk through with this, I also have soul therapy in a recorded format for 15 minutes. We can answer however many questions, usually about 2 or 3. But maybe working with somebody can help you with this transition. But I do feel like many of you, number one, already know what you want. You already know what you need, and you just need to kind of have that inner belief to start doing it. So all the best to you on your journey. Thank you for spending time with me. Please like, please subscribe, please share, please help this message get out there in the world. Help my channel to help others, and drop some love. Know that I love you tremendously. I really fucking do. Like, I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay, pile number 2. Let's get your cards out and see what is going on for your year this year. Who is your divine guardian, and what are they going to be guarding and guiding you towards? So out we had the Queen of Cups, we have the Emperor, and we also have the Five of Coins. Opening the Queen of Cups, you have the Prince of Swords. Opening the Emperor, you have the Justice card. And then opening the Five of Coins, you have the Four of Wands. Let's see what this message is. First off, your divine guide, I'm hearing automatically this year, is the Divine Mother and the Divine Father. So you have a divine union, a divine pair. So the Divine Mother and Divine Father themselves have appointed themselves to watch over you this year. That's very interesting, because you are one of the chosen ones. You are the selected few, I'm hearing. You are one of the chosen seeds to be a spiritual warrior or a spiritual ambassador on this planet. You are moving towards being able to help others that are in hardships. So pile number 2, one of the things that your guardian is asking, your guardians, I should say, are guiding you towards doing, is to do more philanthropy type of work, or more work within your communities that help the less fortunate. I see many of you working with families and working with others in your community through volunteer acts and acts of service that is going to be clearing out old karmic debts. There's something about what you may have accumulated in the past. Maybe in the past you didn't always move, with the most righteous intent, because you grew up in a way where you didn't have, or you weren't presented with the environment that made you feel like you can thrive. Many of you were presented in this pile too with environments that were harsh, whether it was cold and harsh emotionally. Many of you had emotional neglect. You had a lot of emotional neglect that you had experienced for your childhood into your teens. A lot of you were bullied badly. And there's something about what this guardian is helping you to do. It's helping you to, this year, to fight. It's helping you to fight and defend yourself. This year, this guardian, this guide is helping you to defend yourself against your attackers. If you're someone who has always turned the other cheek or has allowed people to walk all over you and walk and abuse you, you are no longer being abused by your abusers, your hecklers, your haters, your hacklers, your hackers. Sometimes abuse might be cyber abuse. You are finding a new tool. It's like you're getting Merlin's wand or King Arthur's sword. And you're learning how to wield it with the Emperor card holding that sword there and then the Prince of Swords here. You're learning how to speak the truth. Some of you have been hiding your truth for a long time. Like there's something that happened to you at a job, at a holiday party. This is very particular. And you know what happened. There's something that keeps happening to you at work. Some of you are being harassed at work. And the truth is actually, you speaking the truth is going to set you free. The truth is going to set you free this year. And in doing so, many of you are going to find the courage to speak up on public platforms. That's not for everyone. Not everybody needs to, A, and not everybody wants to, B. But some and a good majority of you number twos will be speaking up on public platforms. Some of you are victims of child, okay? But you are going to be appearing on these public platforms that is going to allow you to speak against these things through your story. You this year are altering your, I'm hearing the word sins, but I feel that that's a very strong word. The sins of humanity, the sins that have been casted against you, you are changing that. You are altering that state. You are no longer allowing yourself to be that smaller, weaker version that you were before. This is absolutely beautiful. If this reading could be a montage, it would be a montage of someone who is working out, getting fit, and getting strong and getting good looking, so that way their bullies can't bother them anymore. Or like you're learning martial arts or something so that nobody can pick on you anymore because you can beat their ass. This is about justice. This is your year of justice, number 2. You're calling in a lot of justice. And that justice is coming from the Great Mother and Great Father because they have been watching for a long time. They have been seeing what you have been going through. They have been identifying your plight. They have been seeing your plight and they are blessing you this year. They want you to know that with the sacrifices that you made to be strong and to speak up, they're going to change your life. And they're going to give you more. And they're going to give your 2 children more. That's right, I said 2. Some of you have 2 or will. You are going to receive more. But there's a little bit further that you have to climb. Let's get some advice. Can I have some advice, please? Advice for number 2. Advice for number 2. This is a pile who, when you were in your depressive state, you're actually moving out of it. You're moving out of depression. You're moving more towards the sun. You're feeling more inspired this year, more inspired to show off, to show off your peacock feathers, so to speak. You're feeling more inspired to live brightly because for a long time you've been afraid to do that because people talk shit. People would talk shit about you all the time. Some of you was your mother who would talk shit about you, or a sibling, or a close feminine force, a bestie, a friend, a cousin, a sister, a mother, an aunt, maybe a grandmother. But the shit that they were the things that they have said to you has also molded you. It has also encouraged you to become this very strongly empathetic, strongly sympathetic, strongly compassionate figure. Your compassion is your strength. And I have here in front of me to choose another route. And I'm curious to know what that means for you. For some of you, I feel that you are thinking about doing something really harmful and really mean. Yeah, that's what it is. There's some of you are thinking about doing really something really harmful or really mean towards the person that has been your antagonizer for a long time. And while I did just state that speaking the truth and maybe doing so on a public platform will be helpful, be honest in your truth. Don't fluff it up, because this is your year that all of your enemies are going to get what's due to them naturally. Like, you don't have to do too much work besides live in the truthness of what happened. Outside from that, you don't have to do any additional work. You have here do your best and forget the rest. Clarifying, considering another route. So if you were thinking about, I just hear Plankton, crush your enemies, crush your enemies, crush your enemies, hey, crush your enemies. Like, if you were singing the Plankton song in your head, crush. Because I get like that too. I'm a Pisces, and we have two fish. People always say, oh, Pisces are so sweet. I'm cusp with Aries, so fuck around and find the fuck out. But where they're so sweet, and Pisces are the sweetest thing. I'm so sensitive. I'm so sweet. I'm so sensitive. I'm so sweet. I'm so sensitive. I'm so sweet. But the other side of me is so scary that I don't let it out, because I know it will get me arrested or it will get me murdered. One of the two. I know my potential for damage. I can destroy. And I can do so without a motherfucking care. There's like switch that I can just turn off. And it can be very scary. So some of you may be reaching that point. This might be your call back to the shoreline to say, hey, maybe not so far. Don't go too far off on the deep end. Come back, come back, come back. If you're considering doing baneful magic, doing just any type of baneful harm, some of you are like, no, I'm not considering that. I'm not considering that. But that's part of being honest with yourself. For those of you who are not considering that, and I just saw 3131 in the timer, so I really do feel like for many of you, this is your reminder to move in the light energy more than the dark energy right now. And I was recently told a similar message on a situation that's totally different from this. And I chose to still move in the dark energy. And I did get my repercussion for that. So if I may bestow this knowledge onto you through personal wisdom and not just a motherfucker trying to tell you what to do, this is asking you, because by the end of the year, you will benefit higher, greater, and grander and more. Considering another route is also giving me, when I touched the card just now, telling me that you should consider moving. This might be your year where you are actually getting yourself ready together to move, to relocate, and being able to move away from the situation, be able to move away from the hardships of that circumstance. Many of you are going to find a muse. You're going to find a new set of inspiration that's going to pull you out of your shadows. It's going to pull you out of that dark space that you have been in with this mother figure, or this, I don't want to say mother figure, okay? But this dark space that you've been in with your hecklers. And for many of you, these hecklers are at work. Like, where do you work? Can you, please, I know it's like people be trying to get comments, but I have to know if this reading, like, can you let me know where you work? Like, is it an issue with work, or is it your home? Who are these people that you can't fucking get away from that are always causing you to feel like you have to have your defenses up, like your guard up? Are you an online content creator? Are you, I really am seeing an office person, someone who works in an office. An office? People make fun of how I say office because I'm from Jersey. Office. I say office. Is office? Anyhow, officer. I say office. Awful, sir. Excuse me, awful, sir. Not an officer, but an officer. Anyhow, no, cops are great, right? But anyhow, I feel like you are, and I really do mean that. I love cops, good cops. I really do love good cops. You are moving towards the light end of the tunnel, away from those who have been opposing you and keeping you down and trodden. Down and trodden. That's the word, right? Expression. And the justice that will be handed to them will be handed to them on a silver platter. Don't the justice card looks like homegirl is holding two silver platters almost? The justice that will be served out to these women and these hecklers and mean, nasty people to you, this is the year that this finishes. You should be rejoicing. You should be celebrating, like in the Four of Wands, those two bears that are so happy because there's so much blessings and beauty coming into you that this is really going to feel like a figment of your memory, of your imagination. It's just going to feel like, and as I picked up one card, um, in order to help it feel like a figment of your memory and imagination, you need to like just keep your head down. There's something that you're working on right now. It's really big. It's really important too. It's not like, oh, this is a big thing for you. And that was a big thing for the world. Like you are working on something that you don't realize is going to be a highly impactful contributor to society, whether immediate, your household, on a grander scale, on an online scale, on a global scale. There's something that you're working on that you have to keep fighting against these individuals because they're trying to pull your focus. And this is actually a test that your higher self put you to. You ordained this test, you planned this test, you plotted this test, you wanted this to happen for you. This was contracted in by you. I'm almost seeing you write the contract and like your team being like, you sure you want to deal with that shit? Look, you don't have to learn this way. We can figure it out another way. You're like, nope, damn it. I want to get this lesson down in this lifetime. And I want these people in my life to give me these hardships because I need to get this figured out once and for all. I'm like, all right. She said she wanted a hardship. There you go. So this is just a reminder that those hardships were planted in your life on purpose. So that way you can learn something from it. So ask yourself, my powerful being, what are you learning? What are these people teaching me? What is this difficult time teaching me? And once you figure that out, you can start to keep your head down and you'll feel that inspiration to do your work, and to work on this thing that you are working on or keep getting distracted to work on. You keep getting distracted. Even now, you're getting distracted. Focus. Focus. If you have one mantra to use this year, my lovely, it is the word focus. You need to focus all of your positive intent and do not do that baneful work. Please take it from me. Please learn right now. I'm telling you right now. I'm sitting and I'm dealing with my repercussions of doing baneful work right now. Excuse me for touching the mic. I'm dealing with the repercussions of it right now, as we speak, and as my dog snores in the background. So take it from one sister to another, to you, brother or fellow sister. Choose the higher road, because what the mother and the father, because those were your guardians, were they not? What the great mother and the great father has in store for you, what they can do is way better. It's way grander than you could have ever cooked up yourself. So allow spirit to serve justice, and serve you the blessings that you're due. You've worked so hard. And I want to be one of the first, and hopefully not the only, people to tell you just how proud I am of your perseverance, of your resilience, of your ability to take this high road now that we've had this discussion. I love you so much. Thank you for being here with me. If you need someone to talk to me. I am a great listener. I am a student therapist in mental health. So I think you would be in good hands with your troubles and your problems. I offer soul therapy, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour sessions, all available in the description. I hope to see you there. Until next time. Okay, powerful group number 3. Yeah, you got the 4 cards here. So, we got to take them all. We don't limit spirit over here. All right, so the first card out was the 8 of Swords, being clarified by the 5 of Pentacles. The second card out is the Knight of Coins, being clarified by the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. The third card we had is the 10 of Cups, clarified by the Judgment card. And last, you have the Justice card being clarified by the Two of Cups. Let's see what's going on with you this year. So your guardian and your guide is you have a family. And let me explain that when I say that. Your guardian and your guide is an ancestral family. It's a collection of a family. It's a collection of family members. It's as if your ancestors, and I don't mean the celestial ones that are like between dimensions. I mean like the family that may have been like this, like the prior or the one before the prior generationally, excuse me, generationally, you have a family that is watching over you from the heavens right now. The entire squad. They're watching your works and your behavior. So I'm going to listen a little bit more. This guardian, this family is actually here to help you with the family unit. There's been some hardship, excuse me with the hiccups. There's been some hardships that you may have recently encountered around love, or just how familial or romantic love is appearing around your love life. And it's not just a love reading. This is really about your sense of belonging. Okay. And a lot of us can contribute that to a connection. Like, I want to belong to someone. So we find a group, we find a friend group, and those are connections. We find a job that has good culture, and that's a connection. And you know that you're connected with that job because people will start to say, oh, yeah, well, we do this, we do that. And Amazon or PSEG or whatever company you work for, you're not that entity. You just work there. So there's something about you wanting to be plugged into a connection that feels real. There's been a lot of hurt that you've just left this past year. And this familial, remember, it's your entire ancestral family, like generations. Again, it's like the grandmothers before you who are like deceased, not the ones who are still here, but like the ones who just passed away, and the great grandmothers, like the greats, I should say that, the greats, the great grandparents and the great cousins, all those siblings that have, or excuse me, not siblings, forbid. If some of you may have a sibling that's on the other side, actually, a brother, you may have a brother that's on the other side. Yeah, you do. My knee just kind of buckled. Some of you have this brother. He was never born. Maybe he was not able to come to full maturity. His life was taken early. He may have died at a young age, at birth, at baby age, or it could have been a time where he was aborted by your mother, so she didn't see the term full through. There's no judgment here. We're just talking what was, all right? So don't unclench your buttholes and get your panties out a bunch, all right? These are things that may have happened for some of you who are listening to pile number 3. But with that, and that's my dog sleeping in the background. With that, though, it's caused a lot of like pain and division for you. You felt very alone and isolated. You've done it to yourself too. You've purposely isolated yourself. You have like one pet. You're a lone wolf for sure. You may have like a pet, like how I have my dog here. You may have like one pet that you just confide in. You may have like a cat or something, but your mission in life has been to isolate yourself because maybe family dysfunction or relational dysfunction. But I see that your family or ancestral guides and guardians for this year, they're actually helping you with that. They're causing you to stop feeling so alone, and they're actually bringing in a new family to you. Some of you, this family is in the form of a tribe, like a tribe of friends. Some of you are moving to this area where these people will be, like an expat type of environment, like an expat, or um, if it's not an expat, it's like you're moving where it's like a community, a communal way of living. It could be a communal home, religious based, spiritual based, or just, hey, we're all artists, or we all have the same interests. There's some type of family connection that you're actually going to start to feel more and start to have. I'm also seeing here that I also see that for some of you, this could represent love and welcoming in a child, having a healthy delivery, having a healthy baby being born. However, you're choosing to go about your delivery, if you're using a surrogate, if you're using personal birth, or if you're working with a doula, if you're working with a hospital, like something around birth, something around a child and a baby being birthed. If it's your daughter that's giving birth, there's something around a baby being born into this family. If you are past your prime, or if you're just not wanting children or not able to have children, there's something about the birth of a baby in your family, your immediate family, that's going to bring the family closer together. This child is a divine seed. This child, I want to repeat that. This is a divine seed. I know it is because I am very tired right now. I'm very sleepy speaking to pile number 3. Like, I almost want to pause and take a nap and come back and finish. We're not going to do that. And I know when I'm getting sleepy like this that I'm reaching the celestials. I'm going to the higher and higher planes and dimensions, because we're not meant to communicate with those planes and dimensions verbally. Those are meant to be communicated with through our spirit bodies, which we tend to travel through once we are sleeping. So I do feel that for you have a child birth that's occurring in your family or directly to you this year that's going to bring the family unit closer. And this is a divine seed. You are finding love. You are going to find love this year. And if you're like, no, I already have a relationship, I don't need love. Do you love them? I said it. Do you love them? Because if you don't, guess what? You're finding the love that loves you back. You're finding real love. You're not finding a relationship or a partnership or companionship. You're finding love. Like, your heart chakra is going to go boop. It's going to jolt on. You're going to be like, whoa, what was that? Yeah, that was love that you just felt. You're feeling love right now and loved. So there is something about you meeting a divine counterpart who is the one. With this Justice card standing here at the end, staring at me at the end with the sword up straight right, I feel like you found the one. You have finally found the one. And it could be the one career, the one place that I love to live, the one friend group that it's like, this person gets me, these group of friends get me, this one job is like, I'm thriving here. Or it could be your new birth of that child. But there is a newfound love that is coming into you that is going to pull you away from feeling so cold and so isolated and just so like misunderstood for so long, at least 5 to 8 years, at least 5 years, at the very least. You've been misunderstood. You have been misunderstood. And I'm going to get some advice for us. If you hear those cards in the background, let's get some advice to see how you can navigate this energy, number 3, and how your guardians want you to navigate this energy, your family guardians. One of the things I'm hearing is for you to come out of your shell. And 555 is the first card that jumps out. So that's change. And I hear you asking why. Why do I need to do that? Because it's going to bring you closer to love that you've never felt before. You are breaking ancestral ties this year. That's why the ancestral family is coming through for you, because you're actually breaking ties. You're breaking the, that makes sense. You're breaking the spell that has been placed on yourself or on your like bloodline for so long. And I don't mean a spell in the sense like somebody came in and casted a spell. I mean spell where like you spell words to speak, right? To get a sentence. So the personal spells, like the words that were spoken in your family, those nasty words, those words that were mean, the words of abuse, of trauma, like those words, those nasty things that you learned young, that you grew up doing and seeing and hearing and experiencing and being exposed to, you're closing the door on that. You're casting new magic. You're changing the frequency. You're changing the policy. You ever work at a company and they change a fucking policy on you, even as a customer, you're like, well, golly. So I can't return this after 20 or 30 days. I got to do it in 15. All right, man, that's the policy. You are rewriting the policy. You're the policy writer, creator, legislature. You're stepping up into this rightful position. You're actually coming out of the darkness this year. You're coming out of your darkness. You were supposed to be there, like I said before, to learn who you are, learn your power. And now it's no more darkness, no more self-isolation. Yeah, you can come over for the holidays. Yeah, I'll come over. And it's not like gritting your teeth anymore. The Grinch is hard. I'm not trying to call you a Grinch, but I'm saying that the things that may have metamorphosized you into being somewhat of a Grinch or having Grinch characteristics, and this is something that I have personally attributed to myself. I have been a Grinch during Christmas time in the past. Just a total Grinch. And I don't feel any damn way about it because I couldn't get to the level and degree of appreciation for this tradition that I'm actually like not really gung ho about. But I couldn't get to the level of appreciation for the tradition without being the Grinch. The drug addict or the best pastors and preachers are the ones who've been drug addicts, who've been in the streets, who've had to reform. So you are reforming. You're reforming your life. This is your year of reformation. That's why out here it says your dedication and discipline is required. You are being required this year to work extremely hard on yourself. This is a very good year for self-improvement, for you to work and listen and become one with your body, listening to your intuition, and not just like staying to yourself and like, I'm always hanging out with myself. So I know exactly. I feel very Aquarius energy here. Very Aquarius energy, like, like and you don't have to be an Aquarius when I say that, but I mean the archetype of Aquarian energy, where Aquarian in its light form, not the shadow form, but Aquarian at its peak, at its best, they are networking. Aquarians can bring two people together that you would never think that can come together. And Aquarians can give you resources while hosting and while giving you knowledge and while sharing with you a bunch of stuff they have in their closet that they don't need anymore. Aquarians are very generous. They're just very on. Like they're on. But in their shadow, Aquarians are antisocial as hell. They're self-isolating. They can be nagging. They can be negative Nellies at its best. And they can be very mean. Very mean. So I do feel that you're going from that polar shadow aspect more towards the lighter aspect of yourself, where it's like, I am stepping more into a truth of myself that connects me deeper to the principles of love. You're seeing that what you have experienced for so long, it was a lie. It was just a lie, not a test. It was a lie. It was a myth. It was a fog. And now you are the defogger. You are the demythifier. You are clearing the record and you are setting shit straight. And you are doing it with love. And this might sound so far out and so foreign. And you're like, doing this shit with love? Like, man, I'm not like that. By the end of this year, with this 10 of Cups, you will be. You are the chosen one. And your ancestors, who are your guardians very closely this year, are telling me as I put these cards away that if you have not already, to build an ancestral altar. Building that ancestral altar is going to bring you closer to your ancestral team, and it's going to help you to channel your messages from them more clearly and get guidance from them and their protection and blessings more clearly. If you already have an altar, spend more I have a feeling that many of you who are listening to this, you don't have an ancestor altar. And if you do, you don't spend a lot of time there. Or you don't spend enough time there. And just spend however much time you feel like you need. It might be every day, it might be every other day, it might be every week. I do once a week on Saturdays. That works for me. But I used to spend every day at my ancestor altar. So it's a rites of passage. And I think that's what you're doing. You're learning your rites of passage. And that's going to give you that love. Oh, yeah, because you're building the relationship with your ancestors as above, so below. So it's going to give you that relationship that you've been wanting for love, for connectivity, for unionship, and for not feeling like nobody gets me out here in this world. And what's fucking beautiful, the other thing that's about Aquarius, it's like Aquarians are one of the only signs that's really like Capricorn. Aquarius, Capricorn, and Pisces at its peak. Pisces at its peak. But I'm going to actually leave Pisces off the list. I'm going to say Aquarius and Capricorn. Y'all are some of the two signs that genuinely are fine with your own company. Like, you don't need to fill someone in to the space in order for you to feel to like to have a good time. You're totally fine by yourself. So I think that that's the thing for you. You've been so good by yourself for so long. It's like, well, why do I need like anyone to help me with this? Why do I need anyone else? Or why do I even need companionship? I don't need that shit. What the fuck do I need it for? Because you're good in your own, but you're going to learn love on a higher plane. And I'm fucking excited for you because it's going to shift that heart and grow it 3 times more. And you're going to open the door and I can see you hosting parties and events. Like you're just going to be such a different person. And it's so beautiful on you, baby. It is so beautiful on you. I am Priestess Ishtah. I offer soul therapy. I am a mental health student. Depending on when you're watching this, I may have already been licensed as a therapist, which means that I'm someone who's really, really good at helping you to get to the nucleus of your problems and overcoming those shadows in a healthy, spiritually rooted way that feels unique for you. So when you're ready, why don't you book a session with me so we can start talking more about how you can become better. This is your year of love, and I'm really excited about that for you. Thank you so much for being here with me, and know that I love you so much. Until next time.